Hello, it's little old Rianne here. Let's just have a general live chat. I thought I'd come on 1st of July 2026 and I'd have a chat about what is working in life and what is not. So I can kind of get some ideas for myself and maybe help others. So basically this is just about, and it'll go scattered all over the place because I didn't plan it in advance, different things that are working in my life and are not, while I put my shoes on. So it's a shoe chat. So, I've noticed in my life there are some things that do not work, and I need to stop gravitating back to them just because they work for other people. Okay, so for example, the biggest ones that I'm noticing is with diets and exercise. Okay, so I do not like going to the gym, preferably at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's just too late and I feel like I'm working at half the speed, half the intensity. So I'd have to do like 2 of those workouts to make up, say, nearly one of my other ones. And that's pretty bad. So I don't like that. I also don't like, well, we're talking about diet and exercise here, tricky cooking. So I do not like very fancy meals that take a long time. I like simple. And I do not like rigid things. Like, I've tried intermittent fasting on and off, over and over and over again. Did not work for me. May work for others, but it did not work for me. Doesn't matter what the stories online said, end of story, did not work. Like the factor that I've lost track of what I was saying, shake diet, sorry, that's it. Yes, they did not work for me as well, unfortunately. Some people it works for, well, yes, you lost 40 kilos or however much, but yeah, it did not work for me. So while saying all of this, what's the solution and what did work for me? I know that cutting out the things that didn't work for me is going to work for me, if that makes sense, and just going back to probably a simpler life. I know I like exercise in the morning. Stick to it. I know I like simplicity. Stick to it. So, even though I like simplicity with food and meals and stuff, it doesn't mean you just go to McDonald's every day and get takeaway or just buy packet food. It means just looking for the simpler, easier meals. Like if I have to buy a prepared salad and put some meat with it, do that. It may cost a little bit more in the long run, but it'll save my health also in the long run. So that's the sort of things I like with that. Now, let's see if there's any other areas that I can give examples and move on to, because I'm trying to rebuild my life this year to a better version of myself. I do not like being stressed out, rushed, and busy. That's one thing I do not like. I want to have a calmer, set, less stressful life. So how am I going to do this? Well, I probably have to then look at my job situation. I do not like running an hour and a half away from home. I do not like late nights. And I do not like working in the rain and the cold and all that. That's kind of my structure at the moment. So how am I going to fix this? It's going to be a battle. Let's put it that way. So at the moment, I currently do 5 jobs. Not 10, 5. 5 things that are paid by tax file number in Australia. And what am I doing? It was 6, so I've cut it down by 1. Good on me. That's a start, because I find it very hard to make changes. What am I going to do moving forward? Well, I'm going to sit down in the next week or so when I'm not so scrambled and busy, and I'm going to make up or work out my living costs per week and work out a 3-month expense thing on how much I need to live on, plus an extra lump sum for, say, an extra $1,000, just a round figure, for if something went wrong. Okay, I'm very fortunate. I do not have high expenses like some people. I do not pay huge amounts of rent and whatever. So, and I live a very cheap life. So I'm going to work out what it costs me to live for 3 months on the bare necessities, no holidays or eating out or anything like that. And then I'm going to add the $1,000 to it in my emergency fund and save that amount of money and then, or more, and then I have options on what I can do with my life. Because so often or not, I'm writing down this option A, option B, C, D, whatever, and I'm just ripping it up straight in the bin and going, I can't be bothered, and staying the same. And does that improve your life or change anything? Maybe not. Maybe it'll just improve your bank account slightly, but does not improve your mental health or your sanity or your growth. So, and it's all a vicious cycle. So, what am I going to do? I do not know exactly yet. I am looking out there for options. Yes, I'm looking at jobs. So I'm looking for options to see if there's something that I need to take on to replace what I'm doing, to condense it down, or whether I just save a certain amount of money, leave something, or whatever. People say I'm not a very strong person. I know I'm not a strong person, and I need to start being. How? I do not know, but I just know that I need to start the change, even if it's just 1% a day, towards doing this. Okay? So that's it. So, what is the plan? Okay? So, the next thing as well is I do not with homely things. Okay? So, I do not like housework. So, what have I done? I've decided to dedicate 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night for housework, and that's it. If there's a major job that needs to be done, like mowing the lawn or mopping the floors or whatever, I will set a timer of say half an hour for a larger chore if it's going to take me that long, like mowing the lawn. And then that's it. I will do that every few days if I have to, and just put the timer on until the job's done. So I do not, and make that my half an hour for the day. So otherwise I'll be ending up doing a lot longer than the 15 minutes, and my aim is to cull it down to that. So in the process of doing this, while my partner is not working properly and I am trying to sort myself out, we are throwing out a lot of stuff, donating it, throwing it in the bin or whatever, if it's old, broken, whatever. So those sort of things, not just because we want to throw it in the bin to get less. If we have something, we are not replacing it with new stuff until we use up the old stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much what I am doing around the house at the moment, trying to cull myself and free up some more time, but it is a very, very, very long process. If you have any ideas on what I should do or thoughts or comments, please let me know, because I would really, really appreciate the advice on how to get everything down and save my sanity and my life. And I better get going. So I'll catch you all in the next video. That was just a quick overview on what I'm doing to sort my life, one day at a time and 1% at a time. Goodbye.